we in the midst of what's going on in human history right now? We're in a very special moment. This is a Daniel moment in a Babylonian culture. And we could go into even how that plays into Revelation and end time stuff, because it's all connected. But there is a very, like, it is not a road that just goes like, at least in the spirit, it goes like this. It goes from glory to glory to glory to glory to glory to glory to glory, right? In the spirit, that's what's happening. In the natural, it can look like it's going down like this. Because the reason why it's always I'm going to get kind of meta with you for a second. The reason why it's always going this way in the spirit is because God lives outside of time. If you like day trading, you're into day trading. See, by the way, like, I love how you're interested in a lot of different things. We should be interested in a lot of different things. There's going to be things that we need to really devote a lot of attention to become excellent and like it's like college. Like, you have your major and you have your minors, right? You have majors and minors as well in the spirit. But it's important for you and for me to become like, if we're going to have this Daniel anointing, we have to have the willingness to become excellent in multiple branches of learning, like Daniel did. So the day trading thing is interesting because if you zoom in on a day, the candlesticks are going all different directions, dude. It's like, it's insane. Like, it can stress you out. Like, this thing's not growing. This thing's been going down for 2 days now, for a week. This stock is tanked, right? But you zoom out. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You zoom out.
You're actually in an uptrend. Yeah.
You can zoom out so much that you can't even see the downtrends.
Yeah.
It just kind of looks like it's going up, and it's kind of like doing one of these numbers.
That's such a good metaphor connection there. Yeah.
So that's why it's so important for us to have an eternal perspective, even on the trials that we're going through, because it might look like in the natural, because we're this close to it, it might look like a downtrend. But in the spirit, it's always uptrends if you're connected to Christ and you're obeying him. It's like always, it'll have a slingshot effect. It's going to continue to take you in this direction, right? So that's where, bro, this is great. So that's where, for you and me, we need to be prepared for the spiritual war attached to our assignment. Because it's fun to look at Daniel and say, oh, dude, killing it, tons of favor, 10 times wiser, taking all these courses, going to all these masterminds, getting trained up. You're laughing because you know who makes fun of us for this stuff. But he's getting trained up, and it's like he's going from glory to glory to glory. But what we don't see, we do see some of the big trials he faced, being thrown in the lion's den. We see the trial with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego not bowing down before the statue of King Nebuchadnezzar and being thrown in the fire. Those are big trials, but there's other trials that we don't really see that probably happen, like the rejection trials, not really fitting in, being made fun of by the other prophets, magicians, co-workers, right? There's things going on behind the scenes, right? And one of the things that we see in Daniel's life is he did something consistently 3 times a day. Do you remember what it was?
You saying praying?
He prayed 3 times a day. Why do you think he prayed? And it's not going to be what you thought, at least in my opinion.
I mean, I feel like the first thing that comes to mind is a little bit of what you experienced months ago. This might be right or wrong, but reminds me of what you experienced even with your YouTube channel, with what you felt like God was calling you to do at the time. I feel like in a way it was just constant alignment where it's like, not only does Jesus say to pick up our cross daily and follow him, like you mentioned earlier, of like every day I have to remember Matthew 6:33. I have to remember why I'm doing what I'm doing, why I'm investing in myself, learning certain things. Like all of it is to become more equipped to actually walk out the overall mission that God's given us, to actually see people get saved. But even that, it just feels like constant alignment where it's like, how can you be off when you're consistently multiple times a day? And we can, I'm sure maybe even as people hear 3 times a day, this and that, that's why it'll be great for you to dive into that more. It's like, okay, well, how do we reckon that with with the word saying to pray without ceasing. Is it
Right.
like, oh, well, I need to pray 3 times a day, 4, well, I pray 6 times a day. It's, oh, you know what I mean? So it's like, maybe you can explain a little more on that. But to me, it just seems like constant alignment of like, how can I get out of alignment and get focused on myself and my selfish desires and what I think is best when I'm consistently multiple times a day checking in with God? Hey, I have a schedule. I have things I've planned. I have things that are going on. But God, if you want to completely clear my schedule and call me to go do something else, I'm aligned in that, because multiple times a day I'm checking in. Hey, I have my plan, but what do you have for me?
Yep.
You might have something new. Same thing you walk through with your channel of God gave you this vision. You continue to carry it out. But as he moved and started calling you to something different, you were like, hey, man, I could do a better job of consistently checking in with him and being ready to move when he's moving, and not just get elated with the idea of, hey, this is what he called me to months ago or years ago, and I'm just going to keep walking that out. He might be doing something fresh, and if we don't continue to lean in and hear from him, it's just that much easier to get off. That's what I think of right off the bat for that, yeah.
So you're not wrong. That is a part of it. But there's another layer to it that's really important.
No, I'm sure.
Are you familiar with the story in Daniel where Daniel was fasting and praying for 21 days? And he's praying for this breakthrough. And then on the 21st day, Michael the archangel literally appears to him and says, your prayers have been heard by heaven, but I was caught up in a fight with the Prince of Persia in the spirit realm. What he was saying was, like, we heard it, and we needed you to persevere, and we needed you to fast.
If you enjoyed that clip and you want to watch another video like it, you can just click right over here. Or if you want to see my other channel, Directed Life, full-length interviews and really deep conversations, you can click over here.